The Lumix GH5 was released in 2017. It was small, rugged, had a great battery life, and was one of the first cameras on the market that can shoot 10-bit 4K video or 4K 60 frames per second at 8-bit. At the time, this was insane bang for your buck, and still is today compared to other cameras on the market. But should you still get one today? Yes, but there is a catch, and I will get to that later. On your first time using this, you will notice one thing, and that is that it's built like a tank. I'm nearly tempted to keep one beside my bed in case of a zombie attack, meaning I have a weapon to use and I can document the zombies in glorious 4K. The menu system is also extremely easy to pick up, particularly when you have come from another Lumix camera or even a Canon camera. With each click wheels being at hand to the grip of the camera, you can change camera settings such as aperture and shutter speed very easily. You also have a variable white balance control that is very easy to pick up. Loading off the footage from the card after shooting, the images look stunning. The colours, the sharpness, it just seems right. Another thing to mention is that it has really amazing optical image stabilization, and still to this day is insanely good. When you pair it up with the lens that has stabilization, mine being the 12-35, which is equivalent to a 24-70 because of the sensor's 2x crop factor, you will unlock dual IS, meaning that you will get insanely smooth and stable images, and in some cases will have no need for a gimbal. It really is an awesome camera. I have completed some video projects with it in the past few years, but there are a few problems. Due to its smaller micro four thirds sensor, that is half the size of a full frame sensor, causes it to struggle in low light. This gives high levels of grain and noise past 800 ISO. This can be worked around with having fast lenses or lighting your video to reduce the ISO number. On micro four thirds lenses, the apertures on them are not the same as on full frame. For example, my f2.8 lens is equivalent to around f5.6 due to the small sensor size. However, the fact that the lenses are smaller means you will have a lighter setup when going for a day's shoot, and you will have more reach in a lighter setup. This will be great if nature photography is your thing. If you want to adapt other full-frame DSLR lenses to micro four thirds, I would recommend buying a speed booster, which can reduce the crop factor of the lens and will let more light into the sensor. I have found it hard to find speed boosters that you can use old lenses with, as I love collecting vintage lenses. Another problem is that the GH5 can struggle with autofocus. This was later fixed in a firmware update, but this feature didn't matter to me as I prefer to use manual focus. This camera can take very good photos, and I feel like some of my best photos have been taken on this camera. But if you want to buy a camera just for photos alone, or even for occasional video, look elsewhere. In conclusion to this video, if you're planning on starting a YouTube channel and are looking for a powerful video camera with a whole list of amazing features and does not drain your bank account, this is an amazing piece of kit to have at hand.